Wicked parents on paternity court.
I've been there a lot. I've been there from 18, when you're 18 years old. 19 years, Nikki.
No, then
you have a roof over your head.
All right, ladies, I'm trying to understand you, but I cannot understand you when you're yelling so loud. Mr. Avant, you are not Jamethia's father.
Miss Moore brought her mother to court after she failed to provide her with any possible name of who her father could be. That's gotta be frustrating, right? The defendant, however, claimed she had no clue who could be the father, and the mystery continued.
I have told her
No,
that
no.
I had 3 others tested and we had a swab
No,
test done.
no.
And Greg Wright was last-ditch effort because
No,
I
you've
was
never
saving
told
her
me-
because
you've
I did
never
not want
specified
her.
So it's
me
not
the
the
name.
last hope, but it is the last ditch effort.
That's the last one. That's the last
Understood.
one that I have. That's the last one at all that I have for
Okay.
her.
You never did give me the name.
Whoa! Things escalated pretty fast. Miss Nelson didn't hold back at all. It was clear as day she was more focused on this possibility being her last hope rather than the daughter. We're about to witness the crazy side of this mother-daughter duo. Better buckle up.
So
Tell
it's
me
not
the
the
name.
last hope, but it is the last ditch effort.
That's the last one. That's the last
Understood.
one that I have. That's the last one at all that I have for
Okay.
You
her.
never did give me the name.
I
That's
gave
only
you the name
No,
of
you
18,
did not.
19 years old. I gave you it.
No, you did
Yes,
not.
I
You,
have.
you only gave me Greg Wright's name.
No, that
I
was the
searched-
last one that I gave.
The plaintiff shed light on her disastrous life growing up. However, her narrative ended up making the mama mad. The environment soon turned aggressive as these guys fired shot after shot.
I would have to take my mom's responsibility and help raise the kid. you
No,
know?
that's not right.
Yes, that is
No,
right.
it's
yes,
not.
I did.
We had to take 'em home.
Who took him on walk?
Who the
took
one
help
that
him
wanted to
clean?
take 'em
no,
on walks?
No,
And I only
no,
asked you out
no.
of kindness.
No.
Yes.
No, because if I had plans with my friends.
Ladies, I need you to talk one at a time.
According to the defendant, life without a father wasn't that big of a deal. Yup, you heard that right. Her justification for this was that she too grew up without a father. But we can all see how she turned out.
I vaguely, at 8 years old, knew my mom, just vaguely. And I don't know who my father is. Yes, it has been hard, but I learned to deal with it.
So you're acknowledging that it was very difficult for you not having your father, so you can understand how your daughter would feel.
I do
as
understand,
well.
but she thinks that I kept it from her. I didn't keep it from her.
Time for Miss Nelson to reveal what circumstances led her to get pregnant with Miss Moore. It got crazy, no shock there. But I think by now we're used to that, right? Didn't I tell you guys it was gonna be a rough ride?
Since I had a bad childhood, I tend to forget things, and plus I was 17, but I knew the name. I knew exactly where he lived. I knew when I was 5 months pregnant because after I done split with him, he said he was gonna be in jail. So why would I wanna go back and contact him anyways because he's in jail?
If you didn't believe me then, you better believe me now. This mother-daughter duo had their hands full with each other. Neither was ready to back down in front of the other. Watch for yourselves.
She needs to know.
Oh, well, she
and
doesn't
she
need to
deserves
tell me
know.
that I didn't. I was keeping it from her. If I knew from a shadow of doubt that he was dead set, the father, I would have told him. I would have wrote him to jail.
Why was you afraid that I was going to get hurt?
Well, what if he wasn't the father? Or because he's
Then
not
who-
giving
who
you
is the
because he's
father?
not giving you the money.
So, Ms.
It's
Moore,
not all about the money.
Miss Moore's mommy gave her only a name as a key piece of information. And with that information, she and her husband went looking for this man. Sherlock and Mr. Watson, everybody.
We met up that same day after I called him. He followed me to my place. We talked.
You were
we
out
figured
with
it
friends
out.
when you found out.
He even thought it was, it sounded right.
and he's the man that's here in court today.
Yes.
Let's
And
hear
why
from
does
him.
they need
Jerome,
a
can
why
you
does he need a
please
piece of paper to saying who
escort-
is the father?
The last possible baby daddy was brought into the court. Now, according to him, he was initially shocked to find out he could potentially have a daughter. Understandably so. However, Miss Nelson couldn't let him get another word out.
I would do anything to help her, give her whatever she needs if I can afford
yeah,
to do it.
Nah, not happening with that.
Yeah, he's helped me more than you've helped me.
Because last
Now,
time
so
you
what is
told
your issue
me
with
that
this?
you asked him for money and he couldn't give it to you because his girlfriend or fiance, whatever, would not because she did not like you.
No.
It seemed Miss Nelson was one paranoid woman. She truly believed everyone was out to get her, which was a possibility, as she had to justify her questionable actions in her wild teenage years. Anyway, the mystery of the biological father had continued long enough for Miss Moore. The only thing that could get her some answers was the contents of that envelope. Let's open it up.
Ms. Moore, Mr. Wright is not your biological father.
In this riveting episode where the wicked parent is unveiled, Mr. Avant's determination for truth takes center stage, and as secrets unravel, the audience is left on the edge of their seats, waiting for the revelation that could reshape destinies. Can the shattered pieces of this family be put back together, or will they forever remain fragmented?
Mr. Avant, you petitioned the court for a DNA test to determine if you are the father of your ex-fiancee, Miss Hatton's 13-month-old daughter, Jamethia. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
And your biggest fear is that today you will walk out of this court without a daughter.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Tensions rise in court as Judge Lake delves into the intricate timeline. Doubts hang in the air as Miss Hatton's certainty meets Mr. Avant's specific recollection. The courtroom grapples with crucial dates, payments, and intimate moments that could redefine the narrative.
I had sex with Miss Hatton on the 11th of October. I know for a fact.
All right,
you know
so she
that for a
remembers
fact?
I got
13th.
paid from work the exact same day. that they
Okay,
made
what does
her
that have to
ass
do
up.
with anything?
I mean, I can
That
add
has
my
nothing
dates
to do with
up
nothing.
because at the same time,
That has nothing
me
to
and
do with
her
nothing.
went out. I ordered food for us when she came over that day. She spent the majority of the day with me on the 11th
that has
and went
nothing to do
home
with
that
nothing.
night.
The courtroom crackles with emotion as Miss Hatton's explanation regarding a suspicious picture on social media leads to a heated exchange. The tension escalates as the plaintiff raises questions of insecurity and paternity. The air is thick with unresolved feelings and assertions.
I didn't
Your-
let anybody post
She
the
did,
picture.
Your Honor, and
When
as
they
a matter
posted
of fact,
the picture, me and
that's
Mr.
not true.
Avant were sitting at home on the sofa. He was like, "Babe, what you looking at?" I said, "I'm looking at this." I said, "Look at this. Look what he posted on Instagram."
And
He
I
was like,
spazzed,
"Really?
Your Honor.
Why are you letting him do that? Why are you letting him do that?" I
'Cause
told
what-
him to take it down.
what
What
is
he
the
said
purpose?
is Jamal shouldn't be so insecure when he knows it's his baby.
The tension peaks as the confused baby daddy confronts Miss Hatton about taking their daughter to see another potential father behind his back. He passionately asserts that she should have done so when he was home.
So you believe she was sneaking around once you were on the road, taking Jamethia to see another potential father?
Correct.
You say that's not true. You say they came over to your house to see the baby.
Yeah, they came over my house. He said, "Okay, so when are we gonna get this DNA test done?" Since Mr. Avant contacted him, they spent hours on the phone. Him and Jamethia look just alike.
In a heart-wrenching moment, the court receives the DNA test results, causing strong emotions to ripple through the room. Mr. Avant's hopes and fears hang in the balance as Judge Lake prepares to deliver the verdict, and Miss Hatton's conviction about the paternity of Jamethia adds to the suspense.
Mr. Avant, you are not Jamethia's father. I'm very sorry, Mr. Avant.
Nah, man, it's not all right. I've been there.
It's all right.
It hurts.
It's all right. I'm sorry. I don't want to see you cry.
In a gripping twist, Miss Bruton asserts that Mr. Martin isn't her son's father, setting the stage for a DNA revelation that could reshape her family. As emotions run high, watch as secrets unravel and the truth takes center stage.
Ms. Bruton, you claim to be 100% positive that Mr. Martin is not your son's biological father.
Yes, Your Honor.
You say today's DNA test will allow you to get rid of Mr. Martin and to finally reconcile your relationship with Mr. Richardson. Is that
Yes,
correct?
Your Honor.
Mr. Martin's candid admission from his intentions to father a child without being in a relationship electrifies the courtroom. As tensions rise and the audience gasps, a crucial question remains. Can a young man's decision to purposefully conceive a child change the course of a young family's fate?
You were trying to get
were
somebody
trying to get
pregnant
her
that you
pregnant.
didn't want to be in a relationship
Yeah,
with,
but I didn't want to be in a relationship with her.
but you were trying to get her pregnant.
Yes, Your Honor.
So you just gonna go out and just make a baby with anybody?
No, not with anybody, but
that's
I
what
gotta
you're
get. But I
saying.
gotta get to know you though.
Okay, but you're not even in a relationship with her.
No.
No.
Nor do you want to be in a relationship.
I
No.
know you.
After this, the spotlight shifts to the support systems amidst this turbulent pregnancy. As Miss Bruton reveals Mr. Richardson's involvement, a twist emerges when it's disclosed that Mr. Martin attempted to be there albeit unsuccessfully.
But when you told him he was a potential father,
Yes.
Wait, Mr. Martin, did you try to be there? Were you trying to go to
Yeah, he
Dr.
tried, but I'm trying to. No, I wasn't hearing it. I wasn't seeing
At first she did. I was trying to do that. But then after them 2 weeks, she just disappeared. It was like nothing else.
Miss Bruton boldly asserts the true paternity of her son, standing her ground against Mr. Martin's claims. As the tension escalates, the courtroom becomes a battleground of perspectives, with the birth certificate and visual resemblances taking center stage.
Do Logan look anything
that
like
lip.
Mr.
Look
Martin?
at that lip.
He got my
That
lip.
bottom lip. That
He got
bottom
my
lip. Look at that
lip.
bottom
Those
lip.
are my
Look at that
lip.
bottom lip.
That's me right there.
Ms. Bruton,
That's my son right there.
You know, I completely understand how you want to stand in court today and just say, I am positive that this is Mr. Richardson's child, because you've made it clear that you don't want to be with Mr. Martin.
As tensions soar, the courtroom brims with animosity and uncertainty. Amid the verbal sparring, a pivotal question emerges. Is the annoyance driven by doubts over paternity or fear of a potential relationship fallout? The audience is left on the edge of their seats, eager for the DNA test results that will lay bare the truth.
Are you annoyed by him because he thinks he's the father, or are you annoyed by him because you think he's trying to break up you and Mr. Richardson?
Both. I'm annoyed by him because he thinks he's the father. I'm annoyed by him because he's trying to break up what me and Anthony got.
I know that's my son.
Okay.
We'll see.
All right.
Ain't no way.
All right, I think it's time for the results.
In an electrifying courtroom moment, the tension is palpable, the audience eager for the revelation. As the results are unveiled, emotions surge through the room. Applause, gasps, and exclamations. The truth emerges, and disbelief mixes with determination, leaving everyone captivated by the dramatic turn of events.
Mr. Richardson, you are not the father.
What?
Mr. Martin.
I told you.
What?
I told you.
You are the
told
father.
You. I told you. I knew what it was.
No, that is not possible.
Yeah, I
That
know
is
they
not
ain't lying. I
possible.
know they ain't
man.
lying. I
That
do
is
this.
not
I knew
possible.
this.
Mr.
My
Martin,
case is
you
red.
are
My
the
case is
father.
red.
No.
Get ready for a roller coaster of emotions as Mr. Baker's tale unfolds. Love, shattered dreams, and a mystery involving his best friend entwine in this drama. The revelation of potential fatherhood adds to the suspense. Meanwhile, Miss Wood's surprising life as a self-proclaimed cougar adds an intriguing layer.
Ms. Woods, you are a self-proclaimed cougar, and you say you never imagined you would be giving birth to your 12th child at the age of 43. You admit you did indeed have sex with Mr. Baker's best friend, and so now you're not sure which man fathered your 2-year-old daughter.
Hold on to your seats as the truth comes out in unexpected ways. The court takes a wild turn when Mr. Baker's best friend becomes part of the story. With a confession of alcohol-fueled mistakes and the allure of partying, the plot thickens. The startling revelation of Miss Wood's intentions adds intrigue to the narrative.
I was like a cougar looking for a tiger, okay? I started off, I went out, me and my friends, they came pick me up. We went over to a club, out in Atlanta, a nice nightclub, whatever.
For the party.
Yes, and he kept buying me drinks all night. You already know what happened from there, Yana. I don't have to go no far.
I ain't gonna lie, I thought it was gonna be a one-night stand.
The intrigue deepens as the timeline reveals a tantalizing possibility involving Mr. Baker's best friend. Miss Wood's partying past comes into play, raising questions about who else might be involved.
She in the club dancing with dudes and leaving with dudes. I don't know what's going on.
So you're suggesting that it may be even more people involved than Mr. Dudley?
Yana, this man met me like that. I was a party animal before this man got with me. You understand? He know how I was before. Don't come up in the courtroom acting like this something new. This ain't nothing brand new, Yana.
Behold, as Mr. Dudley, the ex-best friend, enters the courtroom. Miss Wood's admission of intimacy with both men, just one day apart, adds a layer of drama that unfolds with a surprise punchline. Amidst the laughter and tension, the truth awaits to be unveiled.
She doesn't truly know who Trinity's father is. What do you have to add to this?
Yana, he ain't got nothing to add to it. You know why? Because he only lasts 1 minute, so.
Let him speak.
It's about the baby. Trip. But ask.
But you know 1 minute can cost you 18 years.
In a twist of motives, the truth unfolds. Mr. Dudley's intention to expose Miss Woods takes a surprising turn, highlighting his complicated relationship with his best friend. But as the story reveals itself, the focus shifts to the child's well-being and the importance of clarity in parentage. Amidst tangled emotions, a lesson emerges about the consequences of crossing boundaries.
You got it in your mind, well, I'll just go ahead and sleep with her, and then he'll know that.
But I was gonna tell him, you know what I'm saying? I was gonna tell him. If the news just got out there before I could really go and tell him, you know what I'm saying? His cousin ran out for a mouth and go to popping and, you know what I'm saying? And telling everything before I really could get to him. And he was so into this chick, I was like, man, I'm gonna let him have that.
Amid the swirling uncertainties, Mr. Dudley acknowledges the possibility of being Trinity's father, though his tone resonates with a sense of responsibility. The tension escalates as he hints at his determination to be a father if the results confirm it. Yet, his emotions make it clear that there's more at stake here than just paternity.
Mr. Dudley, do you feel that there's a great possibility that you are Trinity's father?
No.
It's a possibility, you know what I'm saying? Because we did have unprotected sex, you know what I'm saying? So it's a possibility, but if
you are?
Oh, it's good. I'm gonna take the baby and get rid of her.
Look at that picture real good,
That's
son.
right.
That baby, I don't think so.
The courtroom pulses with anticipation as Judge Lake, with a mix of seriousness and suspense, reveals the DNA results concerning 2-year-old Trinity Woods. The emotional roller coaster reaches its peak when the verdict is finally announced, leaving a mix of relief and raw emotions in its wake.
Mr. Baker, you are not her father. Wrong.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. The trash belong in the dumpster. That's what I'm talking about.
Mr. Baker, calm down.